My name is Russell Perry. I'm the CEO of 123People, the largest people search website worldwide.
Right. And what kind of a presentation did you give here today at Marcom convention?
Well, today I was trying to give a little bit of an insight what's necessary to make a successful web startup, to really look at what is the secret sauce of not only creating a good product and good technology and finding an audience, but actually also finding a way to monetize your product and also to ensure that the users will accept and also demand your services and at the same time generate revenues that way.
And what makes you an expert in this field?
Well, I wouldn't say we're an expert or that I'm an expert, but I think we, with 123People, have proven that we found not only the secret sauce, but a good tasting secret sauce to ensure that we can actually deliver a product to about 50 million unique visitors a month, because there is demand there, play out a product that users really like and demand, and at the same time generate enough revenues, have a business model right from the beginning, which also meant that we were profitable in the first commercial year of 123People, to make sure that we can actually fuel the expansion and fuel further development of our product and also the services overall.
What are the top 3 tips you would like to give the Dutch startup companies here today?
Well, the first, of course, is be passionate about what you're doing. And that will not change. It doesn't matter if it's a web startup, a bricks and mortar, just be passionate about what you're doing. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're actually also delivering a product that users want. And I think that is a hurdle that you can overcome by just trying it out, going out in the market, testing it, and being agile enough to actually also change your product. And the third thing is, right from the beginning, make sure you have a business model. Make sure you look at, not in an absolute way, what your revenue stream can be, but look at multiple revenue streams and be quick enough to adapt to the market, maybe even within a week's notice.
That's what got your company sold within the first year.
Yeah, so the company 123People is now 2 years old, and our first commercial year was 2009, where we really went into the expansion to 11 countries and so forth, and into 10 languages. And yes, we were just recently purchased by the French Peugeot group.
And which of the 3 tips you think should be valuable for the current Twitter business model? How should they start making money?
Yeah, well, I think I should be calling Twitter directly and saying I have an idea, which I actually do. But I think what's important to make sure that, for example, Twitter, which has spent about 100 million euros in investment in creating a very valuable content distribution system, is really looking at the business model a little bit earlier, not just licensing with the universal search engines, but saying, hey, wait a minute, we have a valuable service, and we need to also make sure that users see it not only as valuable, but say, hey, it's worth something. It's worth to me to actually have this service. So a business model, I think, is necessary to make sure that you have a company that can actually grow and is also still around in 3 or 4 years.
So you believe if there's an actual value, you can make a profit out of the proposition?
I absolutely believe so, yeah. On the other hand, there's clear some services that need to be open and universal, but if we create a nice, and I was speaking about the ecosystem today, creating smaller hubs, smaller ecosystems between websites, there might be one that is not as profitable as another one, but you're still creating value for the end user. So there might be a little bit, I don't want to call it cross-subsidization, but it is actually the interlinking which allows us to always offer an open internet, which is very important, and open access to content and services.
Are there any Dutch or other startups that you would like to advise upon their monetizing system? We were talking about a couple before.
Yeah. I think, especially in mobile, besides search for mobile, one of the interesting things clearly is augmented reality. And there's a good technology out there, a Dutch company, there's an Austrian company, also a US company. The question there is, can you create a standalone company just on augmented reality with a cool product? Or do you need to go into different distribution and have a licensing deal with the Yellow Pages, or a licensing deal with like TomTom, which is the major navigation provider?
And you would suggest the latter,
I would suggest that you go into licensing. Absolutely.
Any other tips for people here today on the Marcom stand of how to start a business with a monetizing idea?
except
for the value creation?
Well, I think one of the most important things is that you do not limit yourself, and also because there's a lot of great companies here presenting a lot of good ideas. And I don't think we can only select one company and say, okay, we're going to only focus on and only place our bet on one horse. I think you need to see what is the interlinking between the companies, and smart marketing and online marketing companies. See, can you create value by interlinking them, actually?
Because a lot of startups nowadays start with creating value for the consumers, and then later on start thinking or not thinking about business model. For instance, Hives, they started with adding value, and later on they started adding business models.
Exactly, but it really is a challenge, because web overall, the spirit of the web, it's free, it's easy, it's accessible, but it really comes down to where's the money, and it's like then it's actually from a classical standpoint like any other business.
So we should all follow the money.
I don't think you should only follow the money. First of all, you need to be passionate and follow your passion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.